In this video, I'm going to show you how I set up a temporary Bluetooth system for my car. It's an Opel or Vauxhall Meriva B 2000 model upwards. And this should be the same for any other Opel or Vauxhall model that has this center console system. So if you don't have Bluetooth installed in your car from the factory, but you have an auxiliary port, a 3.5mm jack auxiliary port, and the cigarette lighter for power, then you should be able to follow this system to have Bluetooth in your car. These are the items that we will need. We will need a 3.5mm extender, male to male. We will need a USB receiver dongle. Now this is the USB receiver dongle in its naked form. I had to remove the plastic cover just to make sure that it was slim enough to go onto my car phone battery charger. So this is a Canyon phone charger for the car, and it outputs 5 volts and more than 2 amps. So I specifically got this with 3 outputs because I also charge my phone and sometimes the GPS through this. So the third output is usually used for my USB system, the dongle that is always connected. So this is pretty simple and straightforward. All you do is to plug in the dongle into the USB charger. So that should power this dongle with 5 volts. And you connect the extender 3.5mm jack from the dongle to the auxiliary input port there. So this should send any sound that the dongle receives to your car stereo when you use the auxiliary setting here for the radio. Now, the only negative aspect of this setup is that you obviously need this to have power, and for that you need the car switched on. On the Opel or Vauxhall models with this setup, newer cars, the cigarette lighter is not constantly on. It doesn't constantly provide power, only when you have the car switched on. A more permanent setup will be to go into the fuse box and tap out electricity from the radio's fuse to power the USB dongle. But as little as the energy required to power the USB dongle is, obviously you don't want something sucking up your battery's power for days or weeks if you don't use the car. So that has its negatives too, but it's a way to make it more permanent. So let me set this up and we give it a quick test. So now I've plugged in everything. One part of the extender cord into the dongle itself into the car battery charger, the car phone battery charger. And now we simply plug into the cigarette lighter for power, and with the other end of the extender cord we plug into the auxiliary port input. And this is how the setup should look. Obviously the shorter this cable, the less cable you need to manage in this section of the car. So now let me switch on the phone I'm going to connect with. Okay, so first thing you need to do is turn on the power. Okay, so now we have power to the car, and you can see the blue light of the dongle blinking. You turn on the Bluetooth on your phone, and in this case your dongle should come up. If not, you can scan. So in this case, this is my dongle here, BT163. I'm going to pair, and now it's connected. So now my phone is connected to that dongle, and all I need to do is switch on my radio and go to auxiliary. So as you can see, now we have the auxiliary setting on the radio with the jack plugged in. Let me play some music. And now that is being played through the speakers of the car. And you can see I'm controlling the music from the phone. Okay, so this is a basic setup. You only have control over the volume. And this is how it works. So the system can be used to play music. It can be used as a speaker phone for your phone calls if you're on a call, and that's how simple it is. One of the other negative aspects of this is that if you don't have a tight connection, if your cigarette lighter is not providing constant uninterrupted power, or maybe you drive through bumps, there will be a break in the flow, and you may hear crackling on the radio. But as long as everything is well set up and pushed in nice and tight, you should have a nice quality sound. And that's it. I may update this video in the future to show how it works when it's permanently set up through a fuse tap in the car. This is if I obviously have the time for that big job. For now, I'm able to live with having it switched, working when the car is switched on. I can listen to music, audiobooks, and my phone calls through the car stereo. So I hope this helped, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I will look for a solution for you. Have a nice day.